Promoted, the 1977-78 season was a triumph for Forest. To win the First Division Championship and the League Cup in the same season was a magnificent achievement. Here we have a look at Forest in action in the only trophy they didn't win that season. It's a fifth round FA Cup tie away to Queen's Park Rangers.
Forward here, this is Bowles, there are four in the area. Shanks it was who slipped. Gibbons got a header, and Gemmell put the ball behind for a corner. For corners, Rangers push both Ernie Howe, the number 5 there, and Ron Abbott, number 6, into the penalty area. Peter Withers had to come back and do a defending job. Oh, a touch shot! And Busby! Martin Busby! And Rangers are in front. 19 minutes gone, and the side chasing the treble, a goal down. Here's McGovern, now it's Anderson in the attack. Square to Archie Gemmell. Oh, what a great save! Beautifully struck by Gemmell, left foot, and Parks flying through the air. The best Forest effort, perhaps, that we've seen. Anderson's cross, well taken. You can see the rutted surface on the pitch there. It's been very unpredictable, the run of the ball on that. Ken Burns with Woodcock. McGovern, good play, O'Neill outside, number 7. Oh, good stop. Well, Martin O'Neill there on the end of a very good move by Forest. The ball was beautifully played across, and when O'Neill smacked the shot in, Phil Parks, typical of the big goalkeeper, got his body and his arms in the way. But onside they are here. Gemmell, good support in the centre. O'Neill! Yes! Martin O'Neill has scored. Only a minute from the end, and that's just cup football, isn't it? Rangers thought they were through. Brian Clough and Peter Taylor saluting first of all Archie Gemmell. He got down the left, crossed, and Martin O'Neill put the header in, and Forest in fact are saying, let's get started again. So it looks like a replay now, or is there still more drama? Leighton James. The Forest fans behind that goal, wild with delight now. It was the last minute of normal time, that goal. We're now in injury time. And the dreams of the treble, it would seem, live on. Checked his watch again, Ken Walmsley. And there it is, Forest are celebrating. Rangers are disappointed because Forest, with that goal in the last minute by Martin O'Neill, have extended their unbeaten run to 17 matches.
In the following season, Forest's great form continued. As well as winning the League Cup for the second consecutive year, they also won the European Cup, beating Malmo 1-0 in that memorable final in Munich. We take a look at the action from the League Cup final against Laurie McMenamin's Southampton.
That's the pass for Nick Holmes. Boyer again, Peach waiting for it now, Peach getting it. Right foot perhaps, no, Alan Ball. Played in there, now for Peach! And a goal! And Forest looking a little more aggressive in the second half. Here's Robertson now, can he get a shot in? Oh! And a goal there! Oh. Barrett. Now Bertels. Going all the way, Bertels! He gets, he almost deserves, but I suppose he was whacked up the back there, was Bertels, and that can't be allowed. O'Neill tossing it in, Peach, and here's Woodcock getting in. Gemmell. Woodcock, and another one, Tony Woodcock. Williams. Waldron right in there, and Curran in here. Oh, and a great goal by Nick Holmes.
One of the dangers in the FA Cup competition is a visit from a team in the lower divisions looking for a First Division scalp. At the end of January 1988, such a team, Leyton Orient from the 4th Division, visited the City Ground in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Any club managed by Frank Clark's unlikely to be a pushover. This was no exception.
Got mixed up, Pearce. Now it's Gaynor. Wilson arriving, it's Calvin Plummer. My word. That must have come back off the bar from Calvin Plummer. Tremendous shot. Wilkinson's flick, Wilson against the bar again. And Forest wonder how it stayed out from Terry Wilson. Wilkinson got up at the near post for the flick on, but Wilson struck the crossbar the second time it happened to Forest in a matter of a minute. Nigel Clough on the extreme right of the picture, who's been out since Boxing Day with hamstring trouble. Oh, Webb's mistake, Shinners! And Steve Sutton saves the day for Neil Webb. The England player committed a cardinal sin of the pass back without really looking, and Shinners was in. Godfrey. Pearce's tackle, free kick. Oh, the ground really excited now after that last incident. Free kick to the 4th Division team. Oh, and a flick and a goal! Frank Clark deserves to see his side in front. Comfort. Cole. Again, and Sutton saved this time with his feet. Godfrey, Forest are really rattled. In by Sitton. Little Hull gets up. And again Neil Webb puts his side into difficulties. Glover, mistake by Day. Still Lee Glover, good position here. Oh, what a good goal by the 17-year-old. Lee Glover puts Forest back in business in this cup tie. He took that really well, did Glover. He came inside the defender, sized up the angle, and then drove his shot very calmly past Peter Wells.
After the smaller clubs come the big guns, and there are few bigger 6th round ties than a visit to Highbury to play Arsenal. Brian Clough's team must have been confident, having already beaten George Graham's Gunners at Highbury the previous December. It was to be a classic. The commentator, John Motson.
Sansom staying very tight and winning it. Walker doing the same from Groves. Clough helping it on towards Wilkinson. Now, can Clough latch on to the return? He can. Here's Rice. Rice fouled by Winterburn as he tried to go inside him. It's a good move from Forest. It's indirect, mind you. Clough to Pearce. Oh, it came off Lukic, and Alan Smith clears for Arsenal. Well, Lukic would have been relieved to see the player on hand as that came off his body. Clough. Wilkinson. Good effort. Oh, that's a tremendous goal. Paul Wilkinson for Nottingham Forest. Struck majestically. forking goal to light up a cup tie for Brian Clough's team. Laid on by his son Nigel. After Michael Thomas had hesitated, having just switched into O'Leary's position, Clough played it back, and Wilkinson hammered that with such power. It hit the inside of the post and flew in. And Nottingham Forest have scored just 2 minutes before half-time. There's Clough. Chettle. Adams straight to Wilkinson and Crosby. Onside. It's the newcomer with a great chance to make it two. Winterburn, Wilkinson. Oh, they've missed it. But the chance was too much for Gary Crosby. Having just come into football at this level, he did score in the last round, but he just wanted too long today. And Winterburn got the ball away, and Wilkinson's follow-up shot went wide. Clough. Crosby. Clough. That's a good turn, and what a superb ball. Onside. Brian Rice for Nottingham Forest. Can he finish it this time? 2-0. Rice scores, and Brian Clough closer now to an FA Cup semi-final than ever before. And his son Nigel made the goal that may have killed off George Graham's team. One of the best pieces of appreciation of the game you'll see this season. Many players would have pushed the ball the other way, but Clough was so aware, it went to the left, and Rice was through and away. He had Wilkinson with him if he needed him, but he just pushed the ball past Lukic. 3 minutes away, Brian Clough now, from breaking new ground, even by his extraordinary standards. Not one of the better headers from Webb. This is Smith. Oh, well, Pearce's was the challenge. Linesman standing there to signal a free kick rather than a corner. Paul Davis placing the ball. Quinn, good save by Sutton. Niall Quinn, the unlucky player, was a good header. It was a smart tip over. Richardson now with the corner. Foster with Quinn this time. Oh, great save, Rocastle. Deflection goal. '88 minutes. Well, the tension must be unbearable down on that bench. Rocastle, there's still time for Arsenal. In by Winterburn. Now Richardson. Quinn. Oh, Davis is in there. And Smith wide. Sutton got to him. A corner's been given. And what a dramatic finale we have here. Everybody back for Forest. Rocastle to Sansom. Adams away to Quinn on the right-hand side. Forest hanging on. And there it is. Nottingham Forest are through to the semi-final, and Brian Clough gets to that stage of the FA Cup for the first time ever in over 30 years.
Sadly, the Reds lost the semi-final to Liverpool in a tight game at Hillsborough. In the next season, Brian Clough's team, having already disposed of Ipswich Town and Leeds United, travelled to Hertfordshire to play Steve Harrison's Watford at Vicarage Road. The Hornets riding high in the second division and looking to test themselves against first division opposition.
Thompson's up. Oh, and miraculously out. Pearce, I think it was. They nearly did score. It was Gary Thompson who was close. Gibbs. Foul. Linesman's flagging. Keith Hackett did actually blow. The whistle was lost in the excitement. Gary Thompson will be reflecting on that header, and Watford now really are putting something together. Thompson got up. Sutton was well beaten. Look at number 3, Pearce. I think it's his foot or the head of Hodge, maybe. Combination of the two. But they got it out. Here's Gary Parker. Pearce. Thompson's chasing him. He's found Clough. And Pearce has gone again. That's brilliant by the fullback. Good save, Tony Coton. Well, Pearce did exactly that in midweek against Bristol. Played a terrific 1-2 and was spoiled by a point-blank save, as we saw there from Coton.
Well, he does make these surging runs superbly. Nigel Clough just holding it up enough, chests it down. I must say, at that stage on his left foot, I would have thought a goal, but a great spread by Tony Coton, and just illustrating the form that he's shown all season.
Let's see what Parker can do. Chapman's in the middle. It's a bit long for him, and Holdsworth this time in defence. Aware enough to guide that past his own post. So a corner to Forest. Wilson's up again, short to Hodge. Back again to Parker. Oh, and Tony Coton's mistake. Carr, Webb, Gibbs, Pearce, pinball, Parker. Carr's coming in. Wilson still there. So is Webb. That's his shot. It's in. Neil Webb gives Nottingham Forest the lead after a succession of ricochets in that penalty area. The Forest fans thrilled by the opening goal, and the England midfield player had one attempt earlier that was blocked. Gary Parker here gets the ball in first. Franz Carr comes in from the right wing. Kenny Jackett's little header, then the overheads attempted. Now Webb, and this one goes through the crowd, and Coton may have been unsighted, or may even have been slightly deceived by the way the ball kicked off the ground. This view is better. Yes, there were 3 defenders there, but it still kicked up over his arms. Chapman in the middle, so too Hodge. Carr again. Still Carr. Oh, and Hodge was there, and so close to making it 2-0. Good wing play that set him up. And Nottingham Forest could have put the cup tie beyond Watford's reach there. Fields for handball, given. Free kick to Forest against Holden. So Roberts gets ready, but first some defending for Watford to do. Wilson goes forward. Oh, and Chapman came close, and it's 2-0. Lee Chapman's header. And Forest fans celebrate. The goal from the free kick may well have clinched their place. Poor Tony Coton, left to reflect, may well have clinched their place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. It's the near-post ball, it's the header by Chapman, and it's over Coton and in. Here's Carr. Chapman's wanting it played inside now. Still Carr. And still Carr. Laws! Oh, what a good goal! Brian Laws makes it 3-0 with a couple of minutes to go. And that certainly has sealed it. And how well he hit it. He's shown before that he can strike a very good shot, Brian Laws, when he comes up from right back. But this was all about tantalising skill by Carr, and he had a nice view of the goal, and he drove it firmly with his left foot.
Now, they don't come much bigger than this. A 6th round visit to Old Trafford to play Alex Ferguson's Manchester United. Forest's last visit to this famous ground resulted in a 2-0 defeat on Boxing Day. Cloughie's boys wanted to repay United's Christmas generosity with interest.
Well, Donaghy caught that ball from Steve Hodge. This is Hughes, though. Play goes on. Donaghy's shaken, but he's back running now. Webb, And Forest in a good position. Laws joining the attack. With the heels of McGrath only as far as Carr. And he's tricked sharp. Carr. Parker! A goal for the Forest! Gary Parker! Franz Carr was the danger man, although Paul McGrath's clearance not the best in the world initially, but it sent it back to Carr, and then he tricks sharp and gets round the outside. The ball in is low and awkward, and Parker was unmarked. Brian Hill checks his watch at the end of the first half. Manchester United's first goal conceded here since New Year's Day. It went to Gary Parker, it went to Nottingham Forest, and it gives the Littlewoods Cup finalists a 1-0 lead at half-time in this FA Cup quarter-final, with Manchester United having some searching questions to ask of themselves and to be asked in the second half. This is Strachan now. He has played well for United. This is McClare. Strachan's gone again. And Pearce able to make an interception, but only at the expense of a corner. Now, if the crowd had their way behind that goal, they'd suck this ball in the net. McClare's going on the line. McGrath! McClare! Off the line! And the referee superbly placed to see. And the United players say it went over. And Brian Hill says no. And you couldn't argue with his positioning. I think it might have been Stevie Hodge who cleared it. They're protesting it went in from McClare, and we might be able to see from this. The ball flicked on by Paul McGrath. McClare beats the keeper, and a chance here too from the corner. Now, was it over the line? The Stretford end say yes. Brian Hill, just watch the referee's position though when this happens. He couldn't have been any closer. The linesman also should have a view, but Brian Hill says no. And I'm not sure, having seen that. That'll be one of the talking points of the day, that. Was the ball over the line? McGrath. Strachan. McGrath again. Hughes let it run. Bruce! Oh, right across the goal. With a deflection, I think. Corner given. It hit a Forest player. And it's not over yet. There's a chance still for Manchester United. Bruce! And in the last minute, that simple catch for Steve Sutton after Steve Bruce had actually come close here. He got the shot in. Oh, it took a flick off Terry Wilson. And there it is. Nottingham Forest are through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and Brian Clough is on course for 3 Wembleys in one season. And the fans
seems far away for Forest, and in April that year they found themselves walking up Wembley Way again to play Ray Harford's Luton Town in the League Cup final. The managers led their teams onto the pitch, and 76,000 were ready for a classic.
Sutton going and using his fist to get it away. Gaynor helped it away once again. Grimes driving it in. Fine save. Ashley Grimes hasn't scored at all this season, but that was so close. Laws. Gaynor away on the right. Playing inside to Neil Webb. Foster going in. He's lost the challenge though. Nigel Clough playing there for Chapman. No, the flag is up. There's the corner. Aim for the head of Harford. Danny Wilson now. Turning a good cross back in there again. And it's the goal there for Harford. As the second half gets underway, Luton Town leading Nottingham Forest, the favourites, by a goal to 0. Webb. Webb again. Maybe at half-time, Mr. Clough suggested he should impose himself a little more on the game. He's certainly got the skills, and here's Hodge. That's going to be a penalty. Seeley brings him down, and Forest gets a reprieve from the penalty spot. Nigel Clough will take it. He in fact scored from the spot against Luton in February against Seeley.
I can't help feeling that Seeley will be disappointed with that.
Well, let's just see whether he'll be disappointed with this as well. It's 1-1. There'll be a father sitting on the bench for Nottingham Forest who'll be greatly relieved by that. Richards forward, and Neil Webb is further forward than any of them. There's Webb. A brilliant goal for Forest, and that's 2-1. Crease tried to get in behind the fullback. The flag in any case was up. The referee has allowed the game to go on with Nottingham in possession, and here's Tommy Gaynor. Chapman again made a good break for him, getting towards that 6-yard box. There's Nigel Clough again. It's another one. And Forest now leading 3-1 with some valuable breathing space. So a goal kick for Nottingham Forest. On their way past Chester, Coventry, Leicester, Queen's Park Rangers, Bristol City, and now they beat Luton Town to take the 1989 Littlewoods Cup. Father and son. Brian Clough's first trophy since Nottingham Forest won the European Cup back in 1980.
Later that month, Forest were back at Wembley again, this time to face Everton in the C-Mod Cup final. It seemed that Forest supporters would have to buy season tickets to Wembley if their team kept up this form. And would the Forest board have to enlarge the trophy room at the City Ground? Only time would tell.
Dropping deep again, but Everton well aware of that, and they've got Cottee on a run through the centre here. It's Tony Cottee for Everton. Starting a match at Wembley for the first time, and it's only taken him 8 minutes to make his mark. Chapman, Parker! One. Sheedy. And Sharp, will he reach it? He will! Somehow Walker is able to get the ball away, and Forest really can spring on here. This is Parker. Gaynor up with him, and Clough, but Parker's going all the way himself. It's a terrific goal. A wonderful run. A second ago, Everton were on the Forest line, but we know that Brian Clough's team is geared to counter-attack. But how often do you see a goal like that? The talks with the coaches are over. Extra time is about to get underway in the C-Mod Cup final. Brian Clough, incidentally, took no part in the discussion with his players. Chapman, he can put Forest in front here, and he's done it. They lead for the first time in this final, 2 minutes into extra time. Sheedy, now Vanden Howe, and it's Forest turn to back pedal. Nevin will keep it in play. It's a fine cross, Cottee! Everton are back in it again. Wilson only scuffs it as far as Sheedy. And Sharp. And Sutton against the bar. My word. Webb. And Carr is onside with a clear run at goal. Chapman! Forest have won it. 2 goals from Chapman and 2 from Parker have secured the Simod Cup at the expense of Everton in a fabulous final. This, though, is becoming a very happy habit for Nottingham Forest. A kiss from the manager to the captain, and Brian Clough himself is leading them up the steps. Always the man to do it the different way, but no one will begrudge him his moment here. Is he going to get the trophy from Ted Croker? Well, it's a presentation, perhaps not just for today, but for all he's done for football and for Nottingham Forest.